Hey guys, welcome to the video. I recently had the chance to take a big bucket list goal of mine, which was to set foot on the only continent that I'd yet to visit, Antarctica. So we booked ourselves on a 15-day expedition cruise that went to South Georgia and the Antarctic Peninsula. And naturally I wanted to do some dowsing while I was there, but what could I dowse? I knew that they had quite strict biosecurity measures on the cruise, like you're limited in where you can walk when you make landfall. They have clearly defined routes marked out, and also your time ashore is limited. So I had to have something that was quick and easy to dowse and didn't require me exploring much. So I decided to focus on the Hartmann grid and maybe the Curry grid. And these are the two geomagnetic grids that we find, kind of like latitude and longitude. And the theory is that the farther south we went, the closer the grid lines would get together. So the first landfall we had was in South Georgia at Grytviken whaling station, and I dowsed both the grids here. However, the latitude here is pretty similar to that of the UK. It's 54 degrees south, so things were the same size as we find back home, so no surprise there. After a couple of days sailing from there, we went to Elephant Island, and this is Echo Bay, where I managed to dowse both grids. And here I've marked out the lines just so to make them easier to see here. So you see the Hartmann grid, 1.2 by 0.9 metres, that's a little bit smaller. And this is the Curry grid. And I was quite surprised by this because this is 0.9 by 0.91, sorry. So considerably smaller than usual. Here's a shot of both of them just so you can see the relationship. So I'm not quite sure what's happening with the Curry there, and we'll come back to that later. So after this one, we went on to sail down the peninsula a bit more, and the next stop was at Yankee Harbour. And this was a particularly cold morning and very foggy, and also the beach was very rocky and shingly, so I didn't really have much opportunity to do a great deal of dowsing. It was just so bitterly cold, and obviously I couldn't mark anything out. So I'm just kind of taking baby steps with my boots here and getting an idea of the rough size of things. It turns out that the boots are actually 30 centimetres long, so that was a good handy base measurement for working things out later to see how things were. And I'm also dowsing with my Cameron orometer here, which is a great tool for this sort of work, because it fits in the pocket. You're not having to faff around with L rods or anything. I can just use the orometer. It's very responsive and very reactive. So from there we moved on a bit further south. This is Mickelson Harbour, and here I've managed to find a little bit of sandy ground. It was actually quite muddy, this one. So I was able to mark things out roughly. I didn't actually spend any great time marking out the full grids here. So I was just scribing things with my boots and then taking a quick measurement by using baby steps. Moving on from there, we went down to Neko Harbour. This is the furthest south point that we got. And here I had my walking poles, so I was able to use them to scribe out the grids. We're actually quite high here. This is about, say, at least 300 feet up, and this is actually on Antarctica itself, so this is the big seventh continent tick box. And these Gentoo penguins behind me seemed quite interested in what I was doing. As did the crew, by the way. The crew were actually quite cool about it. They asked what I was doing, but as soon as I mentioned I was dowsing these geomagnetic grids, they went, "Oh, okay, fair enough." So yeah, I was quite pleased with that. So here, just marking out the Hartmann again, dowsing and marking at the same time. So it was a bit challenging, really. Just measuring out with using the boots there. So here we can see this Hartmann. I've roughly marked it out again with using white lines just to make it easier to see. And here it's 0.84 by 0.8, so somewhat smaller again from what we'd found further north, as you would expect. So I moved on to the Curry grid. And there's just a couple of squares to show you what it was looking like roughly. And here you can see this is 0.6 by 0.6 roughly, so that's very much smaller than usual. And that was it. That was dowsing in Antarctica.